Hello, my name is James Peterson. Everyone calls me Jamie. Some background about me is that I love to go hiking in the mountains, woods and trails. Sometimes I like to go off the old trails, to walk around and just enjoy being in nature. I know what your thing is. Why would I go off the trails? That's how all of those horror movies, stories and accidents happen, but I just love going through nature. Well, this time I was hiking through the Sierra Nevada mountain range. I had planned a 4-day solo hike. I was a normal hike, and I had planned to camp out near the base of the mountain and start the hike at early dawn, so I get to my second campsite in the afternoon and continue that for the entire hiking trip. The first night was normal Manly, because I wasn't that deep in the Sierra Nevada mountain range yet. That night I just set up the campsite and cooked a meal to eat that night and prepped for the morning hike. When I was done, I went to sleep around 10 at night. As I woke up, I put everything in my pack and took off on the trail. It was only an hour and half into the hike that I heard someone walking behind me. I thought nothing much of it because it's a public trail. As I continued to walk up the trail, I could hear the rocks and twigs snapping behind me, but no one ever came to pass me. Even though the sound got closer, no one ever appeared behind me. Although it was a little unsettling, I just pushed it off my mind and continued on the hike. About a few more hours later, I made it to the campsite and set everything up to. I can relax for the rest of the day and watch the sunset. As I was sitting in my camping chair, I was just waiting for the person that I heard behind me to pass my campsite. Still no one passed from the sound of the pace I was walking. I should have seen them pass by minutes ago, but no one ever showed. Later that day, while I was cooking my dinner for that day, I heard someone walking closer to me, so I stopped cooking and turned off the burner, waited for anyone to pass. Then an elderly couple passed by me, saying hello. "There, young man, how are you doing?" I replied, "I'm doing fine, just cooking my dinner for today." Did you guys happen to pass someone on your way here?" After I had asked them if they had passed and if they had passed anyone, they just looked at each other confused. Then the old man said, "Sorry, lad, you're the only one we have seen all day." After that, I offered them some snacks to take and eat on their way up the trail. The rest of that day was quiet. I finished cooking and eating my dinner, then watched the sun set. As the sun was setting, I felt the hairs on the back of my neck stand and a cold chill down my spine. I quickly turned around to see if anyone was behind me or an animal was approaching me to pounce on me. Again, no one was behind me and I could not see any animals near me, but the feeling of someone watching me continued the rest of the night. As I laid in my tent, I held a hatchet just in case someone tried to attack me. Eventually, I fell asleep and woke up early in the morning. As I was already halfway in my hike, I decided to hurry and pack all of my stuff to hike back down the trail to leave the mountain range. Since I was familiar with the mountain range, I decided to cut through the woods to cut the time needed to leave the mountain range as I was hiking through the woods. It was still early morning, but as time passed, I found that the sun was already high in the sky. I was so confused because it felt like I was only walking for a few minutes. But as I checked my watch, it showed that it was already 12 noon. Half the day was already gone and I needed to set up camp, because if I didn't, I would either freeze or set lost in the dark. I was so frustrated because this was something that I haven't done since I first started backpacking while losing time, while hiking is normal. I have never lost more than 1 hour of time. Just so you guys know, losing time while hiking is like driving them blanking out and realizing, oh dang, I'm still driving, and then seeing that you made it home without knowing it. That's how it is to lose time while hiking. And the more you hike through the wilderness, your brain makes you think, oh, I know this place. Then you go into autopilot mode while hiking. So now you could see my frustration, because now I'm officially lost in the Sierra Nevada mountains while out of any idea which direction I had hiked. And even worse, I can hear someone following me. I can hear it snap. Crunch, snap, crunch, snap, crunch, snap, then it went quiet. Luckily, I can still see the sun and which direction it was setting, so now I know which way to continue to hike down. So now I needed to decide either set up camp or continue to hike through the woods. Obviously, I decided to continue to hike through the woods and not camp while I definitely know something is following me. I started hiking east to the road that I know is on the east side of the mountain range, where I can get to a call box. With a phone I can call the forest ranger to pick me up. So, I continued to hike east as fast as I could, and the faster I hiked, the faster I could hear the steps behind get closer. As it got closer, I could hear more than its footsteps. I could hear more than its footsteps. I could hear it speaking to me now. I could hear it saying, "Can you hear me now?" I didn't want to say anything. I was too scared to speak, because now I can see it. It was tall, very tall. Its skin was so dark it was blended into the shadows of the trees, and its eyes were glowing like a cat's eyes when shined on by a light. It's yelling at me, "Now you can see me. I know you see me. Stop, stop now. I won't let you leave. You're mine. I'm running as fast as I can. I'm running as fast as I can now." It steps, getting closer and heavier. I can feel it with every step it makes. I don't even know how long I've been running now, but I can feel my legs aching and lungs burning. My blood feels like it's boiling in my veins, and it's still calling out to me, no longer yelling, "Stay with me. Don't leave me. I don't want to be alone." I can see its contorted face smiling. As I glanced back at it then, it started yelling as me again. "I will fucking get you. I know you can hear me. You will never fucking leave." I can finally see the road ahead of me as I step out of the wood. All I can hear is, "Nu, you are mine. No, 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 no." Now, I'm looking at it face to face. It can't leave the woods, and now it's staring at me silently from the shadows of the trees. It's almost sunset now, and I'm walking down the road looking for the call box. I can see a few 100 feet ahead of me, the bright blue box on a pole. I finally got to the box and called the rangers for help, and now I'm waiting for them to pick me up. As I saw the ranger truck down the road, then it spoke again in a hushed voice. "I'll be waiting for you. I'll never forget your face, and I know you won't forget me either." Then it started laughing quietly as it walking back into the wood as the ranger pulled up in his truck. As I was about to enter the truck, I heard in a soft voice, "See you soon, James." The ranger drove me to my car that was 2 miles up the road, and as he was driving, I just had to ask if he would know what just happened. If anyone would know, it would be the forest ranger. All he said was, "Don't come back. It knows who you are now." Hearing that put me in a chill down my spine. As we arrived at my car, I asked again, "What is it?" The ranger let out a big sigh. "Young man, I don't know what it is. All I know is my trainer, and his trainer, and his trainer before him all said, 'Never enter the mountain without a partner. It follows those that travel alone.'" When he said that, I remembered the elderly couple from the other day, and how they were looking at me. They weren't confused by my question. They were worried when they saw I was on my own. As I got into my car, the ranger left only after I started to drive off out of the mountain range, and followed me until we were out of the Sierra Nevada National Park. I don't know if anyone will read all of this, or if you'll believe me, and I don't care if you believe me or not. Just know, if you're ever in the Sierra Nevada mountain range, and you plan on backing, hiking, or camping, just know always bring a partner and never go solo. One more thing, if you hear someone walking behind you, and they never pass you, just know you're not just hearing things. Leave immediately, it's following you, and you need to get off the trail and out of the woods.